Hi guys, so for today's video we are going to be looking into the third eye chakra and what messages you need to hear in order to get more in alignment with your third eye chakra. We have 3 piles today, 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And thank you guys so much to everybody who has been liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, anybody who has been donating or purchasing services from me. You guys are amazing and it really helps me out far more than you guys know. It makes a very large impact over here, so thank you so much for that. And if you would like to be able to donate today, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wishlist, and my PO box in the description box below. Everything you guys do really does help me out so much more than you guys know. Even just $1 or $2. There's been people who have done that and then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, it couldn't be more. Fuck, you're doing enough. You're doing something. Fucking thank you for that. Anyway, I really do appreciate you guys. So let's get started with pile 1. For pile 1, what do you need to hear to get more in alignment with your crown chakra? We're going to do this Tinkerbell one first. Dreams, dreaming of you, dreams coming true, idealism, emotional fulfillment lies within. Dreamy, ecstatic, romantic, possibly selfish, feeling like you have everything that you need, emotions-wise. Everyone is trying their best. So, reminding yourself that everyone is trying their best is going to be very helpful for you. And also reminding yourself that you don't need anyone outside of yourself emotionally. You can handle anything that comes your way emotionally. You are very strong. You're very sturdy. You're very stable. And you are capable of handling whatever emotional baggage that you have on your own. Self-soothing is going to be something very important for this pile. Finding a way to take your mind off of everything. Finding a way to make yourself feel better when you're feeling down. Getting out in the sun, getting out in the fresh air, exercising, reading, taking a walk, taking a hike, taking a shower. There's so many different ways that you can deal with your emotions and that you can get them out in healthy ways. Writing, drawing, painting, crafting, scrapbooking, sewing, cooking. There's so many ways that you can take care of your own mental and emotional health. That way you're not relying on people outside of yourself for that happiness and joy that is found inside of you. We have breathe out all the negative energy. Feel the burdens falling away as you release the tension within. So you may also be dealing with a fair amount of anxiety at times. And when you're dealing with that anxiety, take a minute to look around you. Remember where you are. Feel the ground beneath you and how strong it is. It's holding you and you're safe. Remind yourself of that. Take a few deep breaths. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. And do that a few times and it will help you to be able to bring yourself back down to earth and bring yourself back down to that peaceful energy inside of you. And when you're in that peaceful energy, you can follow what your intuition is telling you a lot more than you can when you're in that fear-filled energy, because when you're in that fear-filled energy, your mind is coming up with all kinds of scenarios and a lot of them may not even be true. Happiness is found within. Take action to find what brings you inner peace. Smell the roses, solar plexus chakra, willpower and determination. So I did do a solar plexus chakra reading about 3 weeks ago. And you guys can find that if you type in my name and solar plexus chakra, you should be able to find that. There's also one from about 6 months ago if you wanted to check that one out too. Your happiness is found inside of yourself. It's time to lean more into faith. I feel like you have been trying to control the way things go a little too much, holding on a little tightly to the outcomes instead of just allowing things to play out the way they're meant to and allowing them to unfold naturally. And I feel like it scares you a lot to allow things to just unfold and be how they are. It scares you to just let things happen instead of trying to steer the course in some way. And so now you're being called to allow things to go on without you having to put your foot in everything. That sounds really mean, but I'm not trying to be mean. Throat chakra. I also did the throat chakra reading about 2 weeks ago as well, so you can find that one if you need to too. Be confident, assertive, and unafraid of expressing your truth to the world. Communicate from a place of love, empathy, and healthy boundaries. So there's a need here for you to communicate better as well, and not to communicate in a blame game type of way, not to communicate in a you're making me feel this way and this is awful type of way. Take accountability for your own feelings and what's going on inside of you and your world when those feelings are coming up. Say you've been through a lot of situations where people have cheated on you, and the new person that you're around spends a fair amount of time with the opposite sex, but they are not cheating on you. And that does happen. So when you're feeling like this person might be cheating on you or this person might be leaving you, then that is all in your own psyche. And it's time to start being aware of what's going on within you and how it's affecting your world outside of you. Trying to have more peace and more faith and more optimism with the way that you're looking at things. Follow your intuition, quiet your mind so you can see its guiding light. Once again, with the quieting your mind, you may really be overthinking things to a very harsh extent, and it could be putting a wrench in a lot of things. It could actually be delaying a lot of things for you because you are, by doing that, trying to control the situation. And right now, you're not being asked to control a situation. You're being asked to sit back and let a situation happen. To listen to what your guiding light is telling you, your inner light is telling you, not the shadows, but the light that's found inside. Make the sacrifice with love and kindness. So it may also be time to move away from certain situations as well, to let go of certain situations. And it may just be that it's time to let go of ego and pride, to let go of what you feel like should be happening, to let go of the need to have others around you on a regular basis telling you what to do or there to lift you up when you're down, all kinds of things like that. It's time to let go of those types of things, and it's time to really embrace your truest self and your inner light. It's time to embrace you, and it's time to see that you are fully capable of being able to lift your spirits when you're down. You're fully capable of being able to be your shoulder to lean on and cry on when you need to. And that doesn't mean you always have to, but at the same time, if you are dependent on other people to do that for you, then you're not going to be finding happiness. You're going to be finding misery because you're constantly going to be chasing other people that are running away from you because you're chasing them. With love and kindness. What would love and kindness denote that you do? You are in a mental prison of your own making, overthinking things, overstressing things, overworking, overbearing yourself. You are maybe even pushing yourself to a very harsh extent and being a little too unforgiving, unkind, not compassionate, not empathetic with you. And it's time to really be empathetic, loving, kind, and caring with yourself, to find something that is going to allow you to channel all this extra energy into it so that your extra energy and time and everything you got going on isn't so focused on whatever's going on in the situations that you're dealing with. Because no amount of overthinking it is ever going to help the situations. You may be wondering what direction to go, where to go, what to do, what is the best place for you. But you have so many options in front of you, it may actually be a little bit debilitating and a little bit paralyzing because you're unsure of what direction to go. And now is the time to get in touch with your intuition and be discerning about the directions you choose, because you have a plethora of options in front of you. You could go anywhere, be anyone, do anything. But there is a certain space for you that's going to make you feel the most happy. And if you are not feeling the most happy right now, it's going to be hard to pick that path that leads to the most happiness, because you might pick a path that you feel like you can get to, and you might settle on this path even though it's not necessarily the best option or decision for you. There is definitely some emotional work that needs to be done as well. Expressing your emotions, as well as keeping your emotions in a positive upward flow. You might be dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety intermittently, and having a really hard time navigating things because of this depression and anxiety. But you have it inside of you to be able to turn this around and to be able to say, I choose to be happy, and I choose to make the decisions that are going to make me happy, and I choose to let this go, because I don't want to overthink it anymore. I don't want to go through the scenarios one more time in my mind. I'm just going to let it go and let spirit and those that I pray to take care of whatever this is, and I'm going to work on what makes me most happy in this moment. And that's what you need to do in order to get in touch with your intuition again. You're going to be just balls deep in a painting or something, using that as an example because that's one of the things that pulls me out of my thoughts. You're going to be just neck deep in something that you love doing, and all of a sudden these answers are going to start pouring into you because you finally just let it be and you weren't constantly vying after it anymore. When you constantly chase something like that, it always constantly eludes you. But when you just let go and allow it to be, it comes to you, kind of like a baby kitten would. So that is what I have for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonates, what you might be going through, all that kind of good stuff. And I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Oh, and thank you guys to anybody who has been donating or liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. You guys really do make a very big difference in my life. Thank you so much for that. And thank you to our guides for being here to help lead you to this message and to help me bring the message in a way you could understand it. And I will see you guys next time. Let's go to pile 2. So, pile 2, let's see what you guys need to work on with your third eye chakra to get more on point with your intuition, to get more into alignment with what you should be doing and where you should be going and how you should be dealing with things. Freedom to be self, knowing where you belong and finding your peeps, ready to live life, happiness, friends, soul family, knowing how to enjoy life. So, there is a need here to pull off any kind of masks that you've been wearing, any kind of hiding yourself you've been doing. It's time to release the need to have anyone like you. It doesn't matter who we are. We're never going to be liked by everyone around us. There's always going to be somebody hating on whatever it is that we choose to be. So we might as well choose to be ourselves, because then we are going to run into the most like-minded people that we can by just being ourselves, expressing ourselves honestly and authentically, and being able to be open about who we are and stand in it and be proud of it. My daughter one time, the kid next door got expanding foam in her hair, almost to the roots. And I took it down as much as I could. And I told her, we're going to have to cut your hair. And she was so upset because her hair was so long. She'd been growing it out forever. And I told her, you know what? We can cut the one side of it and fade it into the other side and leave the other side a bit longer. We're still going to have to cut it a little bit, but we can leave it a bit longer on that side and just have it that way, so that you can keep some of your hair. And she's like, no, because then it's going to look stupid. Everybody's going to think it looks stupid and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? You walk in that school with your head high, thinking that you have the best hair on the planet, and everybody else there is going to think the same thing too. All it is that confidence. And she came home from school the next day and she's like, you were right, Mom. I walked in there like I owned the place and my hair was the best hair ever and everybody loved it. Exactly. Love who you are and be who you are. And it's really going to bring you a lot more truthful, authentic messages from your inner world too. Because I feel like some of your messages may be getting crossed with messages of what you would like to project to the world instead of what your intuition is actually telling you. Sacral chakra. Follow your passions and your desires with a fearless freedom. Release any guilt or shame surrounding what you want. Some of you may have chose pile 1 too. I don't know why I'm getting that, but there might have been some people who chose pile 1. So I did the sacral chakra reading about 4 or 5 weeks ago. If you type in my name and sacral chakra, you should be able to find that. I also did one about 6 months ago. So, your sacral chakra. Are you allowing yourself to be fearlessly free? Are you allowing yourself to express your passions, your desires? Are you allowing yourself to dance when you want to dance, to sing when you want to sing? Are you allowing yourself to just sit and talk to people, regardless of whether or not people think you're flirting? Who cares? Are you allowing yourself to be you? That's the question. because that's where you're going to find the most answers, is in allowing yourself to be who you are. No longer being ashamed of you, no longer feeling guilty about what you're doing or where you're going, no longer being afraid to just step into that power and that beauty that you have and own it. Being seen, being heard, being loud, being proud, being bold, being daring. If you want to dye your hair purple with blue stripes, go for it. If you want to wear that tiny little mini skirt, go for it. If you want to show off your muscles that you just earned, fucking go for it. You earned those. Why shouldn't you be able to show them off? Are you worried about a little bit of skin on your legs showing instead of just wearing the shorts you want to wear? It's time to wear those shorts. Co-create your destiny. Ask and have faith, but put in the work too. And if there is something that you really want to do career-wise, if there's something that you really want to do sexual-wise as well, or if there's somebody that you really want to be with, it's time to not only manifest this and co-create this and ask for it, but to put in the work, to take the chances, to take the risks, and to go after what it is that you want. Because that's what's going to bring you more in alignment with what your soul is seeking from you. What you want wants you. Raise your vibration so you know this is true. It's time to trust that what you want and where you want to go is where you're meant to be. It wants you just as much as you want it. To stop chasing and to know that, hey, this is going to happen. This is going to happen because I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the time. I'm putting in the effort. I'm putting in the communication where I need to. I am expressing myself. I'm choosing to let my hair down and to just be me. And that's going to attract in a lot of beautiful energy to you. A lot of like-minded energy to you. Embrace the feminine, yes. Embrace your beauty. Embrace your receptivity. Embrace the fact that there are going to be people who want to do things for you, who want to give you things, who want to show up for you, who want to meet you halfway. Be kind, compassionate, empathetic, understanding, loving, vulnerable, intuitive. Be this beautiful, shining star of sensitivity that you know you have within you and express it outside of you. Some of you may have had problems with feeling like you were stupid or naive in the past, or like people took advantage of you or walked over you because of this beautiful feminine energy you have inside of you. But I feel like you have embraced your masculine energy since then, and maybe you've been living in it a bit too much. And now it's time to embrace this feminine side again and to know that she will never be abused again because you will not allow it. Be vigilant. Pay attention to what's going on around you, within you. Once again, with the sacral chakra as well, the heart chakra and the sacral chakra are going to be very important chakras for you to get into alignment with too. And being able to just fucking be this passionate, fiery, feisty, sexy, soulful person that is inside of you, and also this sweet, kind, caring, loving, receptive, open, generous person. You are all of those things. You encompass all of those things. And it's time for this new birth where you finally let out that beauty that is inside of you. We have the Devil and Temperance. So you might feel like if you let yourself go a little bit wild, a little bit crazy, that if you let yourself experience things and tap into things, that you might go extremely overboard. Or maybe you have gone overboard in the past in some sort of way. Maybe you're feeling like this is all a temptation, tempting you, luring you to evil in some sort of way. No, it is a part of you. It is who you want to be, and it is how you're choosing to express yourself at this time, and that is beautiful. You have a lot of stability within you, a lot of strength within you, a lot of perseverance, persistence, determination. You are definitely somebody very stable, very grounded, very able to be able to experience a little bit of fun without it going into something super overboard and overbearing. You might be worried about falling into some sort of addictions, or maybe you even have had to break some sort of addictions. There could even be a current addiction right now that might be affecting you in some way, causing you to not be connected to your intuition as much. And a lot of this addiction that you could be experiencing right now might be shame of who you are. It might be not feeling good enough. It might be imposter syndrome in some sort of way, or it could be maybe even feeling like you need to drink in order to express yourself more fully, or let yourself be more wild and crazy and free, when all of that is in you all the time. And some people do choose to blame alcohol for how they behave when they're drinking, but that is inside of them all the time. That's why it becomes such an addiction too, because they can just blame it on that instead of having to admit that this is who I am and this is what I want. So it's time to admit this is who you are, this is what you want, and to take action on it. And to know that whatever you're waiting for is coming to you. To know with confidence and assurance that what you want wants you to and is on its way to you. But it also requires you to stop thinking about it, stop focusing on it, and to start putting your time, effort, and attention towards your goals and towards unmasking who you are and letting the world see the real you. So that's what I have for this pile. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonates, what you might be going through, things like that. And if you guys did enjoy this, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. All that stuff helps me out so much, you guys. And I thank you to anybody who has been doing any of that. Anybody who has been making purchases as well. You guys really do make a very big impact in my life. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 3. For you guys, let's see what you need to work on in order to be more in alignment with your third eye chakra or your intuition. Let's see. We're going to do this one first. We got the King of Cups, emotional mastery and stability, overcoming past pains to keep balance in emotional times, a man who knows what he wants emotionally, mature, rare find, love, emotional commitment, emotional strength, calming, sweet, caring, dreamy, loving, caring, completion, strong, stable, foundation. So, what you are needing to work on in order to get more in alignment with your intuition is your emotional mastery, your emotional stability, your ability to be able to express your emotions without fear, without anxiety, without worrying about what the outcome is, without expecting anything. Just being able to express your emotions and how you feel and allowing that to be enough for you. Also, being able to handle emotional situations and turbulent times with steady strength and stability, being able to ground yourself, being able to move away from any kind of anxious energy. Some of you might have chose pile 1 if you have a lot of anxiety or depression going on. Being able to be your loving, caring, beautiful self without worrying about whether or not it's going to cause problems, without worrying about whether or not people are going to accept you, without worrying. Just being able to be you. Being able to calm your energy as well. I really feel like there is a lot of you in this pile who experience a lot of anxiety when it comes to expressing your emotions and standing by how you feel. You may have a big problem with what other people are going to think about how you feel, how they're going to react to how you feel. You could have actually grown up in a household that had a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, a lot of constant shifts and changes, very unsafe environment, or an environment that everyone could be flying off the handle at any given moment. And you have to make sure that you regulate your emotions to make sure that nobody else around you has any sort of emotional problems, like you felt responsible for all of the emotions around you. And if that's the case, then you are also needing to work on realizing that other people's emotions are not your responsibility. You are not the cause of everyone's problems. You are not the reason why other people react the way that they do emotionally. Other people are in charge of their own emotions, and you are in charge of your own emotions. So start taking responsibility and accountability for the way that you react to situations and the emotions that you have inside of you, and stop focusing so much on other people's. Embrace the blessings life is bringing. Let go of a lack mentality. Be grateful for everything going on in your life right now. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Embrace the blessings that are on your plate. You are not in a state of lack. You have everything that you need, and it's time to be grateful for it. You are a light worker. Use your healing light to raise the vibrations of the collective. Shine your light to lead others to be their true selves, throat chakra. So I did do a throat chakra reading about 2 weeks ago as well. If you type in my name and throat chakra reading, you should be able to find it. There's also one from about 6 months ago too. Being able to speak and express your emotional truth is very important to being this light worker, to being somebody who shines a light, to being somebody who stands in your light. In order to stand in your light, you have to feel safe expressing your emotions. And that's a lot of what your intuition is trying to tell you right now, is you feel a certain way about this, express it. Don't worry about the few people that are going to be upset with you for expressing how you feel. Worry about the ones that are going to be left in the cold if you don't express how you feel. Express how you feel. Know that you belong. You are here for a reason. You belong here. This is your home, period. There's been a lot of times in my life that I'm like, you know what? I will be so happy when I finally die because I will be going home. This is not my home. This is not where I belong. I don't fit in here. This isn't the place for me, but yes, it is. It is the place for me and it's the place for you. We do belong here. We are home here. This is our home. We have made a home here. For however long we've been alive, this has been our home and we have made one here. Regardless of whether or not there's some fanciful home somewhere else that we can go to when we're finally released from this human body, right now we are in this human body, and it's time to start loving the place that we are in and the people are surrounding us, because this is all we get in this lifetime. And you do belong here. You are meant to be here. Embrace spirit. Embrace yourself. Embrace your freedom, your individuality. Yeah, you do have differences. You have a lot of differences from a lot of people in this world, and you have a lot of similarities to a lot of people in this world too. You have a lot of both. Embracing your uniqueness and your individuality and allowing yourself to be who you are. Seeing yourself as amazing and beautiful and wonderful exactly as you are. You don't need to fit into any crowd. You don't need to fit in with any certain people. You don't need to express the same emotions as everybody else. You don't need to be a carbon copy or a cookie cutter bitch. You're amazing as you are. So Rock Forever is coming to mind. That's a great song. And Snow the Product Cookie Cutter Bitches, of course. Judgment. And the Six of Wands. It's time to let the past go. It's time to forgive. It's time to release, and it's time to take the high road. It's time to release your judgment of yourself and your judgment of other people. And it's time to start seeing yourself and other people as amazing beings in this earth who do belong here and who do have a purpose here. You have overcome so many obstacles along your path. You've been able to regenerate time and time again. You've been able to come back smarter, wiser, more knowing. You've been able to level up. Success and recognition are coming your way. Success and recognition are right on the other side of that door that isn't open yet because you still have the one behind you open. It's time to close that door behind you and it's time to open the one in front of you and to step forward to receive your flowers. And that's a lot of what your intuition is trying to get you to see. Your intuition is trying to get you to calm down and to realize that everything is as it's meant to be. That you are perfectly safe in expressing yourself and your feelings. You're perfectly safe in walking forward. Just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. So all it takes is one foot in front of the other. Take that first step and you'll see that it's not as scary as you thought it was going to be. So that is pretty much what I got for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear whether or not this resonated with what you might have going on, things like that in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.